I'm Jonathan Larson with TYT Investigates, and I want to talk about a story that happened last week and got totally ignored because it only affected 4 people. And the reason it's even a story now is because Donald Trump got involved and he revealed what's really going on here. So let's walk through the pieces of this story, and you'll begin to understand why what happened last week looks very different now thanks to Donald Trump. So last week, HUD Secretary Ben Carson announced a change in a rule that was instilled during the Obama administration. This was called the 2015 Affirmatively Furthering Fair Housing, or AFFH, rule. And what that rule did was it conditioned federal funding for low-income housing to municipalities, to localities that essentially had to jump through hoops to prove, to demonstrate, to certify that the housing was going to be affordable, and by the way, wasn't discriminating against people. That was the idea, so that this federal housing money wouldn't be used in a way that only benefited people who didn't need it or were only white people or disproportionately white people. The new rule that Trump brought in said that the Department of Housing and Urban Development would now implement a replacement policy. I'm quoting from a really good Politico story that essentially leaves localities to self-certify that housing is affordable and free of discrimination. In other words, now the federal government takes their word for it because municipalities in America have never been known to discriminate or to misuse funds designated for poor people. The HUD Secretary, Ben Carson, a black man, I should note, said last week, this is Politico's reporting, quote, after reviewing thousands of comments on the proposed changes to the AFFH, that's the Affirmatively Furthering Fair Housing Rule, after reviewing thousands of comments on the proposed changes to the regulation, we found it to be unworkable. In other words, the Obama administration was able to make this work, but we can't make it work. We found it to be unworkable and ultimately a waste of time, right? Who does it help? To help poor people, to help people of color, and ultimately a waste of time for localities to comply with, too often resulting in funds being steered away from communities that need them most. Now, you could look at that on the face of it and see this is problematic. And it's problematic for a number of possible reasons. Donald Trump on Wednesday was good enough to clarify exactly what those reasons were. In a tweet, he wrote, I am happy to inform all of the people living their suburban lifestyle dream, right? So these are the people in those municipalities who can afford their homes. They're living their suburban lifestyle dream. I'm happy to inform all of the people living their suburban lifestyle dream that you will no longer be bothered or financially hurt by having low-income housing built in your neighborhood. Your housing prices will go up based on the market, and crime will go down. Crime will go down. I have rescinded the Obama-Biden AFFH rule. Enjoy. Now, there was, fortunately, some Democratic pushback on this, right? People were saying you're not only discriminating against people of color, black people especially, of course, but also against poor people, right? And that's the key thing here, is that the policy was to ensure that housing was affordable and free of discrimination. So what does that mean? That means that now this money, your money, our money, will get used by municipalities to create housing that they can then give to whoever they want in a way that ensures, thanks to President Trump, we know, ensures that that housing will not be made available to people of color or even white poor people, right? If Trump's defense here is, hey, I'm not being racist, I'm just saying that crime and low property values are associated with low-income housing, that still puts him in a position of saying that that is true, as opposed to that's the result of discrimination. That's the result of crappy social policy. He's basically buying into this notion that if you are poor, you are now associated with bringing down your community and bringing up crime. That's your president, poor white Americans. Thanks for watching. I'm Jonathan Larson with QRT Investigates. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Bye now.